we're going to see contrasting styles here, where you have Korbin Myers, who's quick on his finishes. Joe Heilmann likes to hold position, more of a fundamentally sound, doesn't have the best of lateral motion, whereby Korbin Myers has fantastic lateral motion.
We talked about North Carolina's depth at 74 with both Kane and Lout. Same can be said at 133. The Tar Heels had a loaded room at the start of the year. They were expecting Jamie Hernandez to be the guy. Hernandez has fought injuries this year, and Joe Heilmann, the redshirt sophomore, stepped up and responded, the sophomore from South Plainfield. And Coleman Scott building depth at each weight, and that's always the first sign you go to when a program's rising. Do they have the depth to sustain and maintain success? And he's building that depth right now in Chapel Hill.
That's how you build a team. Next man up.
We're underway at 133 semifinal. Korbin Myers, the graduate student, started his career at Edinburgh before making the switch to Virginia Tech, and he might be, it's safe to say, enjoying his best year ever. He has absolutely been dynamite.
Dynamite literally and figuratively. He's been exploding through the ACC tournament, and he's looked fantastic on his feet. Really crisp.
Myers is the three-time NCAA qualifier, one time as a Hokie in 2019, twice at Edinburgh for the Fighting Scots before his transfer, two-time EWL champion. What's the biggest thing you've noticed from Myers? This is a veteran wrestler who's had success. Why is he putting up the points this year?
I would say experience. It's experience and confidence. And generally when you have more experience, your confidence increases. And right now, this is the best Korbin Myers that I've seen. He's just moving well.
On our final Friday night duel with Pitt and Virginia Tech, everybody in the country was anticipating a Myers-Philippi bout. That did not pan out. Philippi was on COVID-19 protocol, and Tony Roby just gave Myers a night off, in essence, to get his body fully rested, healed, prepared, and prepped for this one-day ACC championship.
Heilmann is doing a good job of holding his position. Good stance, not really falling for the ducks and the feints of Myers. And this is the kind of match that Heilmann wants. A little of a grinder, I'm a hold position. Good. Yeah, that's just quickness. Oh, there might be a brick there. Oh, he waved it off. But they're still wrestling here. No takedown yet. He's got to pop his head. Good fight right here. So they're going to talk about this. The officials are talking about this. Was there two there? Maybe they're going to go over. I'm not sure.
They initially gave two, and then they took it out. Take us through the sequence, Rock. Why the initial two, and then why wave it off?
So now it appears that Fred Majerison came over to Kevin Lynch, the head official, and said, no, I believe that was two because of the hand touch. Because of the hand touch, there is no reaction time. But he decided to say, look, I'm going to change my call for a takedown first. And now I have to find indisputable evidence to say there was no takedown. Now, if he did not call that takedown, he would have had to say, I have to see evidence of saying that there was a takedown. So he's called two. Now he has to find out reasons. There's a snap. Now he's behind him, rear standing. He fell on his head. So that's not a hand touch. So the question that they're going to look and say, look, he did not put his hand down. He kind of landed on his head. So now they have to find indisputable evidence to say that the takedown was not there. It's very important that the official had to make that call. So he's behind. There's a hand touch. Shrug. He's still on his feet. There's a hand touch. Yes, the left hand looks like the left hand did touch. Let's see that again. So it looks like right when Myers was down, look at the left hand. Looks like the left hand. So behind here, falling. He's behind. Left hand. Yep. Take down. Rear standing. Left hand touch. He's behind. Now he was to the side, that may not have been a takedown. But if it's rear and hand touches, that's a takedown.
And that's indisputable evidence. Is that a good enough vantage point to overturn the call? Because remember, the call on the mat was no takedown.
The call was no takedown, but before he went to the video, he put two fingers up and said, yes, there is a takedown. So now he had to find information to say that there was information to say that there is no takedown. Very, very important that the official called the takedown. At first he waved it off, but then he said, no, I'm going to call it. And now he had to find rules or something to see that said there is no takedown. Part it seems like every time we start off is a long video. So here, left hand touch. Right before the head came down, the left hand came through. And so that's why it's good for officials to be at 180, because on the one side where the head official is right, he doesn't see that left hand coming down. But the official at the top may have seen it. And so that's why you need to work as a team. That's why it's very important to be 180, where one official can see something, the other may see something a little differently. And from that position, let's see what the call is. So it is 2 takedown. Good mechanics there, because the one official could not see that left hand come down, but the other official that was 180 saw it and made a good call. Fred Majerus said, let's talk about this. I saw the hand touch. And they got the right call, I believe.
We go back to action. 68 seconds to go, first period. Myers now riding for the first time. Korbin Myers, a 2-0 lead. Off to the side, the right side of the body of Heilmann. Has a leg in as well. See Myers keeping the right ankle off the mat, has it latched in between his hamstring and his calf, keeping that ankle off the mat for Heilmann underneath. Now Heilmann able to get up momentarily to a stand-up into a brief tripod. Myers looking for the mat return, and he brings him down with authority.
Always good to end a period on top, and it appears that Korbin Myers is going to do that.
2-0, Myers will march into the second period on top. And with the NCAA eligibility rule, meaning this year all seniors, really given an extra year of eligibility, the question becomes, does a guy like Korbin Myers become a 7-year wrestler? Rock. It's crazy.
I couldn't wrestle 7 years if I wasn't losing weight, but if you got to keep your weight down, that's tough.
That is a tough grind.
Very important that Heilmann has to stop the first move of Korbin Myers.
I know what you're going to say.
He put his hand to the side so the referee could see if he was locking hands, and then a little push.
That's a veteran move. That's a 6-year veteran move right there. Hey, I'm going to give you a clear sight to see if these hands are locked. Now he gets warned for caution underneath.
I believe that's the second one.
Next one will be a point for Heilmann. Quick stand up by Myers. Heilmann looking for the trip to bring him back down. He does. Man, just constant activity, constant motion by Korbin Myers. He's nonstop energy out there.
It's not wasted energy either. Everything he's doing is calculated.
Myers with a 3-0 lead, 30 seconds into the second period.
This is where it becomes a little challenging for Heilmann, because Heilmann knows he needs to create his offense, but he sees that the speed of Myers is the speed of Myers did it. No, just right there, that takedown. I'm going to tell you what was so good about that. He saw that Heilmann was about to roll through. So what he did, he pulled the ankle away. So when Heilmann tried to do the roll through, so here's the reaction shot. So Heilmann starts to go through a roll through, and he pulls the ankle away. The ankle's away. So therefore, when the bottom man or the other official, other wrestlers tries to roll through, there's nothing to grab because Korbin Myers kept his weight and his feet away. So right now, it's where Korbin Myers starts to see, can I create a bonus point victory? He knows that he's quicker than Heilmann. Heilmann knows that if I shoot, I have to worry about his counter attack.
Myers continuing to lead 5-1. We're down to 20 seconds to go in the second period. Korbin Myers has been as good as anybody. Here's a straight-on double attempt by Heilmann. It is flattened out by Myers. Myers trying to swing around to the side. 10 seconds to go. Just keeps cartwheeling around the head, and Myers will get the 2 toward the end of the period.
It's smart wrestling, man. It's smart wrestling. He's a man on a mission. Gets shot by Heilmann, and what Myers did, he's getting on his toes and keep chasing the corner. And he finally out-hustled Heilmann to get the takedown to take a good lead going into the third period.
Korbin Myers left Edinburgh with a 74-34 record. He arrived in Blacksburg in 2018. Both he and former heavyweight Billy Miller making the move into Blacksburg. Head coach Tim Flynn left the job at Edinburgh, and that was part of the reason why Myers wanted a change of location. And he has developed under the tutelage of head coach Tony Roby and his staff, and it appears he has everything in line to make a real deep run at this year's Nationals.
He's also wrestled with a national four-time All-American national champion Cody Brewer, who was lightning fast when he wrestled for Oklahoma. You can see some of the mannerisms of Brewer. Look at that. He just lifted the leg and stayed in the stance.
Brewer won a national championship at Oklahoma in 2015. Man. And that was Brewer-like as he comes around for 2.
Oh, my goodness.
And that was a big... And, Rock, that was a big hire by Tony Roby when they brought in Cody Brewer. It's his second year, and they were needing somebody to work with the lightweights, and Brewer has just bolstered the lightweights for Virginia Tech, and you can just see the benefits exploding here with Korbin Myers.
And I tell you what, Virginia Tech probably believes that their top 2 wrestlers, meaning 125 and 33, is one of the best 1-2 punches in the country. You can hear them saying, one more. They want that bonus point. They know that they need bonus points. It's not a 2-team good shot, but there's a chase. Look. Now, at this point, can he finish here? We got short time. He goes right to the head to try and put it in a neutral danger position. Good job by Heilmann to hold on. Looks like he's going to hold on to the leg, and a little disappointment by Korbin Myers. Nevertheless, he moves on to the finals.
Myers picks up the decision win. Just has a look of I mean all business. Korbin Myers. Is it a collision course with Philippi? It certainly might be. And